Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is something very different and I think it's something completely different from what I have seen kind of other healthy recipe creators post. I do think it's going to be one of the most valuable videos I will ever put out. If you are somebody who looks on Instagram, sees all the healthy recipe inspiration, wants to cook it, saves it and then just never gets around to cooking it, then this video is going to help you so much. This video is how to use AI, so artificial intelligence, specifically Chat GPT, which is free, to basically break down all those barriers that are stopping you from getting in the kitchen and cooking delicious healthy recipes. That I am going to try out today is number one, helping you use your leftovers to create high protein delicious recipes. Number two, how to sub ingredients that you don't have or ingredients that you don't want to use. Number three is adjusting recipes to suit your dietary requirements, so whether that's vegan, gluten-free, high or lower calories. Number four is basically how to find like a healthy version of whatever you're craving. And number five is how to create your kind of weekly shopping list based on your meal plan. So we're going to give it a go, we're going to screen record, and then after that we're going to try some of the recipes it comes up with. Basically, I'm going to give it the ingredients that I've got left over and ask it to create a healthy, delicious, high protein recipe. I'm going to give it exact quantities that I have because there's no point in it giving me a recipe that uses 500 milliliters cream when I've only got 3. So I have 300 milliliters of single fresh cream, half a bag of spinach, and let's say 90 grams of green pesto. Can you please suggest a high protein, healthy dinner recipe for 2 people that uses some of these 3 ingredients? It doesn't have to be all of it. That has a good balance of protein, carbs and fats, and let's see what it brings up. Okay, so very quickly it came up with creamy spinach and pesto chicken, which makes complete sense, but it's given me like the exact ingredients and the instructions to do it. So it's given me 2 chicken breasts, half a bag of spinach, it's used up all the pesto, all the cream, all the tomatoes, and it's added rice as well. So really simple recipe, could be delicious and could easily use up all the ingredients. It has given me the instructions and it's given me a nutritional balance, but it's not given me the actual calories and protein and stuff. And obviously if you're trying to reach a certain like calorie target or protein, you want to know that. So I'm going to ask it, can you give me the calorie and macro content of this dish per person? Now I have a feeling this might be a bit high and I didn't specify the calories that I wanted, so if that's the case then we'll do that at the end. Okay, so total per serving is 1077, way too much for me. So what I'm going to do is, can you please reduce the calories in this recipe to under 600 calories. Okay, so it's reduced some of the ingredients. So we now have 300 grams of chicken per person, half a bag of spinach stays the same. They've reduced pesto by half, which is exactly what I would have done. They've reduced the cream and we've still got all the rice and stuff like that. So now we have 573 calories, 52 grams of protein, 22 grams of carbs and 31 grams of fat. But I'm going to leave it at that. So we have a healthy high protein recipe that uses up the 3 ingredients that I've got left over, and it kind of meets my macros, so it's high protein and it's under 600 calories, and we'll maybe give it a go later. Okay, on to number 2, which is how to adjust recipes if you have some missing ingredients. A lot of the reasons that you guys say that kind of stops you actually cooking the recipes is because you don't have all the ingredients, or you've got a missing ingredients, or you don't want to use one of them. In my kind of baked recipes, whether it's baked oats, it's brownies, it's banana bread, a lot of the time I get asked, do I need the protein powder? And I'll be honest, I have not tried it without. Like, of course there's ways to do it without the protein powder, but protein powder obviously increases the protein, which is the aim of my recipes, and it also adds a bit of sweetness normally. However, we're going to use Chat GPT to adjust the recipe without protein powder. We'll try it later and see how it goes. I'm basically going to take one of my brownie recipes. What you can do is go to my Instagram, find one of the baked recipes. You basically can screenshot the little recipe card, pop it into your photos. You can copy and paste the ingredients and then you can pop it into your Chat GPT. So the prompt I have written here is, hi, I want to make this brownie recipe but I don't have any protein powder. Please can you adjust the recipe either by adjusting the existing ingredients or by substituting for another household ingredient to omit the protein powder without compromising taste or texture. And then I've entered the recipe there. We can substitute it with a combination of additional cocoa powder and flour to maintain the chocolatey flavour and texture. So perfect, we don't have to like add any other ingredients, and according to Chat GPT, it should taste the same and the texture should be the same. Obviously we're going to have less protein because we've omitted the protein powder. So it has gave me the adjusted brownie recipe that also makes 12 and showed me what's different from before. It's basically an increase of cocoa powder and plain flour. So perfect, we don't have to like add any other ingredients. It's given me an updated method. Easy as that. If you don't have a recipe, just pop it in, tell it you don't have it and ask it to substitute or adjust the existing recipes, and we'll see later on if it works. If you have to eat gluten-free, if you have to eat vegetarian, or you choose to eat vegetarian, vegan, what you could do here is copy and paste one of my recipes or anybody else's recipes and then ask it to adjust the recipe to your dietary requirements. Today I'm going to take one of the recipes from my Instagram. I'll have a look just now. I'm going to take one that's got meat in it and I'm going to ask it to make it vegetarian and see what it comes up with. Hi, I would like to make this recipe, but I'm vegetarian and don't like meat substitutes. Can you please adjust the recipe to be meat-free whilst keeping it relatively high protein? So to adjust the recipe to be vegetarian while keeping it relatively high protein, we'll replace the beef mince with a combination of lentils and black beans, which are both high in protein. This will provide a similar texture and maintain the flavour profile. Here's the adjusted recipe. So we've got some cooked lentils, some black beans, and it keeps the passata, fajita seasoning, chilies, peppers, onions, still keeps the same amount of potatoes, and still keeps the cheese. And then again, it's given us the step-by-step instructions, so it's always good to put the method in because then you know exactly when to add the lentils, you know exactly when to add the beans. And then it's also gave us the nutritional information again. Obviously never always trust this, like if you're tracking your macros, pop it into MyFitnessPal as well just to double check. So it's telling me that that is 460 calories, 22 grams of protein, which is not too bad for a vegetarian meal. Normally they are around like, I don't know, I normally make them around 17 to 25 grams of protein, maximum 30, but it is quite difficult without using meat alternatives. That actually sounds delicious. As I said, just as easy as that, you can input any of my recipes. Obviously some will be easier than others to turn to vegetarian, and I don't always put alternatives in, but feel free to ever DM me and ask me. Otherwise, yeah, Chat GPT can help. As I said, you can use it for vegetarian, gluten-free, I don't know, swapping an ingredient for a different ingredient, higher, lower calories, higher protein, more fats, all these things. So yeah, have fun with that. So number 4, which is essentially using Chat GPT to provide you recipes for something that you're just craving. Although I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of recipes, I obviously haven't cooked everything. I still have a huge list of what I want to cook, but also I know that Instagram recipes can get lost very easily in somebody's feed. So if you are craving something, whether that be a pizza, a burger and chips, a healthy salad, please again feel free to DM me and just ask if I have a recipe for it. If I do, I will send you it straight away. However, if I don't have one and you can't find one and you're just craving something, then again you can use Chat GPT instead of like searching it on Google or whatever. It's a Friday night and I'm craving a curry. I'm going to say my go-to is chicken tikka masala because I love that. I do actually have a chicken tikka masala recipe on my Instagram, so feel free to check that one out first. But if I didn't, then I'm going to pop that into ChatGPT. I'm going to ask it, obviously again, I want it to be high protein, I want it to be relatively healthy, so that's exactly what I'm going to ask it to do. The prompt I have put in is, hi, I am craving a chicken tikka masala curry. Can you please suggest a recipe that is under 600 calories, easy to make and high protein? So it has brought me up a recipe for chicken tikka masala. Serving 2, it's got obviously some chicken in it, it uses Greek yogurt, it's got light coconut milk, and then we've got all the spices, some chopped tomatoes, things like that. Now, one thing I have done is I asked it for under 600 calories and it's only given me the tikka masala itself, so that might be a bit high in calories for my liking, I'm not sure. It's given me the step-by-step instructions, how to prepare the sauce, and then it's given me the nutritional information, so So this has got 550 calories, 45 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs and 30 grams of fat, but it doesn't include any rice or anything like that. So I'm actually going to ask it to adjust it slightly. Can you please adjust this recipe to be under, let's say, 350 calories, because normally 60 grams of dry rice is about 200 to 250, and it said no problem, here's a low calorie chicken tikka masala. And again, it's given me all the ingredients, all the instructions and the nutritional value at the end. So yeah, hope you enjoy that one. Literally put anything in that you're craving and hopefully it will give you a good recipe out of it. So on to point number 5 and the final one, is how to compile a shopping list from Chat GPT. So if you've decided all the recipes that you want to cook for the week, it can obviously be so time consuming to go through every one and kind of add up all the ingredients. Like, I do it every week, but I will definitely start using Chat GPT to do it. So essentially all you have to do is copy the ingredients list of the recipes you want to make sure it's for the right amount of people obviously, or the right amount of servings, and ask Chat GPT to compile a list of it all together. So what I've done is, hi, can you please compile a list of ingredients that I need to buy at the supermarket if I want to cook the following recipes, and I've also said, please don't start working until I send all 3 recipes and say go. And it says, sure thing, just let me know when you're ready with all 3 recipes and then we'll get started. So that's a really great way to like prompt it in small messages rather than one huge message. Just ask it to not work until you say a certain thing. So you can take the ingredients list from ChatGPT, you can take it from my recipes, which I highly recommend. You can take it from anywhere if there's recipes that you normally make as well. Obviously you can just type the ingredients in yourself. Okay, so that's me sent the 3 recipes and it'll start compiling the ingredients list. Okay, so what it's done is it's given me the ingredients under each recipe, which is not that helpful for me. I want to obviously add it together. So again, you can have a conversation with it, literally just prompt it and say, that's great, I like to be polite, that's great, but can you please list the ingredients all together rather than per recipe to make it easier for me to shop. And let's see if it puts it all together, hopefully. Okay, so now it has combined my ingredients list, and obviously what you can do now is you can go through it and basically say, yep, tick, I've got that, because it's put every seasoning, salt, pepper, and then obviously what you don't have, you can add to your shopping list. What it's even done is split it into meats and protein, dairy, fruit, veg, all these things, so it's actually easier to shop with. So I hope that helps. We're going to go on to the fun part now, which is taking some of the recipes that it gave us and trying them out, because honestly I have no idea whether they'll be any good or not. So we're going to go and try the brownies with no protein powder. I'm going to try that first. Creamy spinach chicken pesto thing. I need to go and buy stuff from the shop, so we'll make that later in the week and I'll obviously film it and we'll see how it goes. I am back in the kitchen and I'm going to give the brownies a go without protein powder. The ingredients serves 12. I'm going to ask Chat GPT to adjust it to make 6 because I don't want to make 12 and then it's a disaster. I'm just going to quickly film what I do, but I'll not go into great detail because I will list the ingredients in the description box if it's successful. But yeah, let's get baking and I'll show you the outcome. Brownies are now out the oven. I put them in because I only made like half the recipe. I put them in for about 15 minutes and then I checked them and they were still really soft, so then I put them in for 20 minutes and they were still really soft, but I let them cool and then I put them in the fridge, which is really important with brownies because if you don't put them in the fridge to harden up, that's when they go really crumbly and soggy when you cut them. I have cut it into brownie pieces and yeah, this is the result. Don't know if you can see that, but they don't look too bad. They're definitely softer than normal, but that could be a good thing. They taste really good. So yeah, no, they actually taste really, really good. They taste so chocolatey, they're so moist. Obviously they'll have less protein in them. I would go with Chat GPT's recipe if I was making them without protein powder. It is the next day. I'm not long home from work and I'm just about to make dinner, and I decided to make the creamy pesto spinach chicken thing that Chat GPT brought up when I said that I had some pesto, cream and spinach left over to use. So all I had to buy in addition was the chicken, the tomatoes, and then it asks for salt, pepper and olive oil, which I've obviously got. So yeah, I'm basically going to follow the instructions, give it a go, and then we'll try it. About, I don't know, 40 minutes later, and we have creamy pesto chicken with spinach and rice. I actually doubled the portions because I wanted to make some lunch as well, so I've made 4 portions and 2 for tomorrow, and it does really look delicious, and it was pretty easy to make, so yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be nice, but I'm going to try it. So yeah, that's actually pretty good, and it was really easy and literally like only a few ingredients, so definitely would make again, and yeah, would probably trust ChatGPT with another recipe. So we are just going to pause here for a second, because as I made my way through the meal, it did actually taste a bit bland. So if I was to make this again, I would have made some minor improvements. Things like seasoning the chicken with some ground basil before frying, just to give it a bit more flavour. And then I also would have mixed the rice into the pesto sauce before serving, because I am just not a fan of bland rice, and I think mixing it in would make all the difference. So I really hope that was useful. I hope it was so valuable for you. I had so much fun doing it, and it's honestly like given me so many ideas on how I can just make my life easier, do things faster with ChatGPT. I don't think it will really ever replace like recipe creators, because at the end of the day it doesn't have taste buds. It can't tell you how good it tastes. It's got limits on how creative it can be, and obviously it can't show you exactly what it looks like, it can't show you videos, it can't show you how to make it. So I do believe it's like a good addition to recipe creators, to content creators, and it will just make your life easier. So thank you so much for watching, and I would love if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.